Hi everyone, my name is Kara Flynn, and today I'm going to be talking about the hidden costs of changing your major in higher education. Today I'd like to start off with a question. Have you ever thought about switching your major? Honestly, I know I have, and it turns out about 1 in 3 college students actually do it. But here's what nobody's really telling you. Changing your major could cost you a lot more than you think. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, about one-third of students in a bachelor's degree program change their major at least once within 3 years. Today, I want to break down what really happens when you change your major, the financial hit, the extra time, and all the things that you don't see coming. I'm right there with you as a college student. I've watched so many of my friends stress over whether to switch or to not to. I've even thought about it myself, and I realized that there's a lot more to it than just picking something new. I know I'm not the only one thinking about this. Maybe you're considering a switch, or maybe you know someone else who is. Either way, we should all know what's really at stake before we make that kind of decision. Today, we are going to break down those hidden financial fees. First, I'll break down why changing your major can cost you way more than you think. Second, I'll talk about how switching your major can mess with your graduation plans. And third, I'll mention why changing your major can still be worth it, financially and personally. So let's start with the money, because honestly, that's what hits hardest for most of us. Changing your major can mean more time in school, which can lead to more tuition. The College Board notes that changing your major can add up to a full year to your college career, potentially increasing costs by $8,000 to $19,000 per additional year at a public four-year college. FinHelp also mentions that changing your major almost always means you'll need at least one extra semester and sometimes more. For example, if you change your major and add a single year to your studies, you might pay an extra $10,000 to $15,000 in tuition alone at a public institution. If you're at a private school, that number can be even higher. Also, living costs adds up. Every semester that you're in school for means more money spent on housing, food, and other living expenses. EdSmart reports that students can expect to pay at least $12,000 per year in living expenses while enrolled in college. That means if you change your major and the change adds even two more additional semesters, you are looking at roughly $24,000 in extra living costs, not counting tuition or books or transportation. On top of those costs, there are hidden and unexpected fees. You may lose scholarships or financial aid if you don't meet credit requirements for your new major in time. If your new major requires more expensive textbooks or additional lab fees, your out of pocket costs can increase by hundreds of dollars per semester. So the money side of switching majors can't be ignored. But what about your graduation plans? Well, not all your credits will transfer. The National Center for Education Statistics found that students who switch majors often lose credits that don't count towards their new degree, meaning you may have to retake classes that you've already completed. They also found that 37% of students who change their major lose at least some credits, which can add up to several extra courses, costing you both time and money. On top of possible credit issues, scheduling can get pretty complicated too. Required classes for your new major might not be offered every semester. If you miss a key course, you could be forced to wait another semester, or even worse, a full year until you get back on track. According to EdSmart, 28% of students who changed their majors experienced delayed graduation due to course scheduling conflicts. National data from the College Board shows that students who change majors graduate on average 6 months later than those who don't. However, a study done by Lou Mashara and Capocco in 2021 found that students who switch majors in community college generally graduate around the same rates to those who don't, so long as they switch by the end of their second year. When you try to juggle these new classes with your remaining general education requirements, it can become even more difficult to graduate on time. Also, an important note to consider: the longer you're in school, the more likely you are to experience academic fatigue or burnout. Taking on a heavier course load to catch up in your new major can also increase in stress and pressure to perform. But on the bright side, it's not all bad news. Sometimes changing your major can be the best decision you could ever make. By switching your major, you can get a better return on your college investment. While changing majors does come with an extra upfront cost, switching to a field with stronger job prospects can actually make college a better investment. According to FinHelp, choosing a major that leads to higher paying jobs can offset the hidden cost of extra semesters. EdSmart reports that graduates who switch to in demand fields like healthcare or technology often earn $10,000 to $20,000 more per year in their first job compared to their original major. Also, over a 10-year period, that extra income can make up for the tuition or living expenses you paid by switching. Changing majors can affect your tuition in surprising ways. Sometimes switching majors means paying for extra semesters and more tuition up front, which can feel like a setback. However, if you move into a major with fewer required credits, accelerated options, or better opportunities for scholarships, you could actually finish faster and with less overall debt. According to the College Board, some students who switch to more streamlined programs graduate sooner than they would have if they stayed in a major with heavy course requirements. In fact, while 33% of students who change majors pay more in tuition, about 15% end up paying less overall by finding a better academic fit or taking advantage of credit transfers and financial aid in their new program. Also, on a personal note, switching can help you find fulfillment and motivation. Sometimes changing your major isn't always all about the money. Choosing a major that you're truly passionate about can help to increase your motivation to finish college and pursue your career goals. Greater personal satisfaction in your studies can lead to better academic performance, improved mental health, and a more rewarding career in the long run. So let's wrap this up and really think about what all of this really means for us. As you can see, changing your major isn't just about picking something new. It's kind of a big deal. There are real financial and academic consequences to switching majors, but sometimes the benefits make it worth it considering. A quick summary of the three main points that we went over today. Changing your major can cost you way more than you think. Changing majors can result in hidden financial and academic cost, but it also presents great opportunities. Changing your major can throw off your graduation timeline. Switching majors often means spending more time in college, which leads to extra tuition bills, higher living expenses, and possibly taking on more student loans. These hidden costs can add up quickly, making it important to think carefully before making any major academic changes. When you change your major, not all of your completed course credits may count towards your new degree. This can force you to retake classes and face scheduling challenges, all of which can push off your graduation date and create more academic stress. Changing your major can still be worth it financially and personally. Despite extra cost and time, switching to a major that better fits your interest or leads you to a higher paying job can improve your motivation and set you up for greater career satisfaction and financial stability. Sometimes making the switch is a smart long-term investment, especially if it helps you avoid underemployment and earn more after graduation. Before jumping into changing your major, really think about the cost and the opportunities. Talk to your advisor, talk to friends or old classmates, maybe even family members. Do a little research and make sure that this move is right for you. Not just for right now, but for your future too. Lots of us are just figuring this out, so you're not alone. Take your time and make the right choices that fit your goals and your budget. But that's all for today. And thank you all so much for listening and watching my video. And if there's any questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you again so much, everyone, and have a good day.